The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store, your style. By Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, providing sports medicine expertise to high school athletes and teams. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Welcome to the city by the bay, that's Whitefish Bay High School. Hi and welcome to Preps Plus as well. I'm Lance Allen from today's TMJ4.
And I'm Mark Stewart, prep editor of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. This week we're going to see the Blue Dukes football team in action in a huge North Shore Conference showdown. That's just one of our top-notch football matchups for tonight, but we're going to start the show on the pitch, but we're going to stay in the North Shore Conference.
Brad Preeter introduces us to an outstanding player who will continue his soccer career at an elite NCAA program. Brad Preeter has our Boston Store featured student athlete.
This kind of skill made him a first-team all-conference selection as a sophomore and junior. As part of his encore as a senior, Jake Demerath helped Grafton High School win its first 15 matches before finally being defeated.
His knowledge of the game is huge. He's able to, make players around him much better.
Well, he's really great on the ball and he passes well. So I think it's just the fact that he works hard to get the ball back if we ever lose it.
Coach Don Arnold previously coached Jake in club soccer, so he's seen just how driven Demerath has always been.
He always had a ball on his foot. He was always, focused on playing. He played hard as a young player. At U8, he was very competitive, and from that point, I think he fell in love with the game, and he's just continued to grow in it.
I played Fusion when I was young, which is, I guess, Grafton Soccer Club it was at that time, and Coach Arnold was actually my coach, and he gave me the basics, and then it started off from Coach Arnold. Then I actually went to North Shore United. I put in a lot of work there and made some good friends, and they challenged me to become a better player.
Jake played some baseball and basketball when he was younger, but no other sport appealed to him like soccer.
This sport is basically my life. I mean, if I'm not at school or anything, I'm probably playing soccer with some friends, and it's just, if I couldn't play soccer, I don't know what I would do. I'd just be sitting at home.
Not only does he love to play the game, but Jake is one of several Blackhawks who volunteer their time coaching the beginners at the U6 level.
The little kids are always pretty hard to coach. I mean, they don't always listen, but it's just a blast. I mean, love teaching the little kids how to play, and I mean, even if you're not teaching them how to play, I love seeing them play and push each other around a little bit and score some goals, and the parents go wild.
It's been an outstanding season so far for Jake and the Blackhawks. Because they've got so much left to shoot for this fall, Jake is likely not thinking much about his collegiate soccer career, which is very promising as well. A strong student, Jake has accepted a scholarship to play at Creighton next season. The Blue Jays have an elite NCAA soccer program.
Being ranked 1 in the nation they are right now, it's just, I can't even describe it with words. It's incredible, and I guess I'm really going to have to get my game together before I go there too. I mean, they're really good.
In the meantime, Demerath would love to finish his high school career at the state tournament. Considered a leader by example, Jake will also speak up when he feels that'll help the team.
When he wants the ball, he calls for it and he gets it usually because he's the best player on our team, and we want to give him the ball because he makes the opportunities,
Good thing about Jake is he's not done growing as a player.
Jake and the Blackhawks have one more very big North Shore Conference match. That's this Tuesday against Whitefish Bay.
Now here's Jake accepting his featured student athlete plaque, courtesy of Boston Store.
Hi, I'm Zach Davies of the Milwaukee Brewers. Don't miss Preps Plus every Sunday night on TMJ4.
It's Boston Store's Columbus Day sale, now through Tuesday, October 13th. Save up to 60% store-wide. Plus, shop over 100 bonus buys, like 50% off ladies' rough-hewn sportswear, kids' mix and match playwear, 60% off, 50% off men's casual and dress pants, and buy one, get 2 free entire stock of pillows. The Columbus Day sale, now through Tuesday, October 13th. Shop in-store or online. Boston Store.
No matter what your schedule, personality, or lifestyle. Our primary care providers do everything possible to make every day a little healthier. It all begins by listening and getting to know you. It's about convenience with flexible hours and locations near you. And it's about connections linking you to the power of academic medicine right in your community. For a primary care provider who gets you, get to us.
Protect your car, boat, trailer, and more with Shelter Logic from Menards. This 10-foot-high, 13 by 20-foot round-top shelter has a waterproof triple-layer cover with powder-coated steel frame to withstand the toughest elements. Just $397 after rebate. Check out America's largest selection of outdoor lumber. With over 140 sizes on sale, AC2 pressure-treated lumber has a lifetime limited warranty against rot and decay. Now starting at 49 cents per linear foot for treated decking.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome back to Whitefish Bay High School on the Milwaukee Journal Sentinels Preps Plus. Lance, it's that time of year. The high school football season is winding down and playoff berths are on the line. Mark, there are major playoff implications. And I mean, we're talking playoffs in the Preps Plus highlights.
That playoff pressure is arriving early here in Mukwonago. The Indians need to win their final 2 games just to qualify for the postseason, and they have a very tough Classic 8 opponent tonight in Catholic Memorial. The Crusaders were a victory away from playoff qualification themselves, but they took care of that in a big way tonight. Opening quarter, Matthew Lechner goes up the gut, and Catholic Memorial with a quick 7-0 lead. Later in the first, QB Alex Bray on the keeper. He crosses the plane, already 14-zip Crusaders. On to the second, Memorial marching again, but Nick Tangay slams Bray to the ground for a big loss. Not a problem for the Crusaders on this night. Next series, Jalen Campbell slashes for 13 and a first down. He then caps the drive with this 1-yard plunge, Memorial up by 21. Then just before half, Bray with the toss to Fletcher Metz. He's in 28-0 Catholic Memorial at the break. And there's no let up in the third. Josh Carfanta bowls his way in, CM by 35. The Crusader D did their part as well. Here Nick shows corrals Indian QB Gabe Cizauskas. Catholic Memorial looking playoff ready as they dismantle Mukwonago 42-7.
We knew Mukwonago would be really jacked up tonight because they needed both wins to get in the playoffs, and really a tribute to our kids, offensively, defensively, special teams. It was just a great effort by our kids tonight.
Coming into this Greater Metro Conference matchup, Marquette University High School and Brookfield East had at least a couple of things in common. Both teams came into this game 4-1 in league play and tied for second place. And each team had suffered its league loss at the hands of Brookfield Central. Another thing in common on this night, both teams' student sections wore red in a joint effort to raise money to fight ALS. And yes, people got doused with ice water. That's coming up. Marquette gets on the board first. Fada Narudin takes the handoff. He's untouched until he reaches the goal line. 7-0 Hilltoppers. It's 7-6 when Jack Dwyer's pass is picked off by Will Schmidt. Schmidt says Dwyer is one of his best friends, but Will gets the best of his buddy here. A 40-yard return to the end zone. Brookfield East has its first lead. You got to see Sam Santiago Lloyd run for the Spartans, running over defenders, pushing them aside, and dragging them along with him. Santiago Lloyd makes back-to-back first down runs, this one setting up a TC Swiddle touchdown. The Spartans lead 20-7. Marquette strikes back. Finding a hole is Fada Narudin. He'll be knocked down at the 1, but he scores on the next play to make it 20-14. Still second quarter, East senior QB TC Swiddle has tons of running room. 18-yard touchdown. Spartans up 27-14 at the half. Marquette scores quickly to open the third quarter. Their senior signal caller Jack Dwyer crashes into the end zone. Hilltoppers back within 6. East responds when Sam Santiago Lloyd scores his second touchdown of the night. 34-21 Spartans. Now it's time for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Brookfield East principal Andy Farley goes first, and he gets doused a bunch of times. Fourth quarter, Marquette trying to close the gap, but watch Sam Santiago Lloyd chase down the pass and make this sweet interception. That helps to seal the outcome. And one more person is going to get wet. East coach Tom Swinnell gets doused. Brookfield East improves to 5-1 in the Greater Metro and 7-1 overall.
Next week, if we beat Sussex, we have the second best overall record in our school's history. And, beating Marquette, it's one of our goals in the preseason, so that was a big win. After that Central loss, it just brought us closer together, and I don't think anyone can stop us if we play to the best of our ability, and the sky's the limit.
Well, as usual, Mark, the North Shore Conference title race is as tough as this guy and exciting, too. Ooh. That's right, and the Blue Dukes face an even tougher test this weekend right at home. Let's see what happened in the Menards Game of the Week.
Lots on the line here in Whitefish Bay Friday night as the Blue Dukes host Homestead. With a win, Whitefish Bay could clinch at least a share of the North Shore Conference Championship. But Homestead is just one game back, and a Highlanders win could potentially set up a three-way tie for first place heading into the final week of the regular season. Cedarburg's win over Grafton means that Whitefish Bay could only clinch a share on senior night. This game featuring the two leading rushers in the North Shore Conference. Macklin Quarterbine second in the league. That's a 44-yard run, the Blue Dukes knocking on the door. Now 4th and 1 from the Homestead 2. Quarterbine stopped at the point by number 70, Jordan Schrader. A 10-minute, 78-yard opening drive for Bay ends up with no points. After a penalty, Homestead backed up on their own one when Eric Zeller goes deep to Tyler Wolt. A 27-yard play gets Homestead out of the hole. Matt Winters cashes in as the Highlanders go 99 yards to take a 7-0 lead after one quarter. Second quarter, Bay gets on the board. Jake Fisher, slant to Bailey Wheeland, and he's gone. 58 yards on the hookup, but Wheeland misses the extra point, so the Blue Dukes still trail 7-6. Next Homestead possession, Matt Winters, the top rusher in the North Shore, with 895 yards this season. He'll have a shot at 1,000 next week. A big run that sets up his second short score, 14-6 Homestead. Winters coming, and Whitefish Bay has already had enough. Matt Winters' 52-yard run. He had 20 carries for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns, 21-6 Homestead. Whitefish Bay still in it, though. It's Fisher to Zach Casey. 8 yards, and it's 21-13 going to the fourth quarter. Homestead faced with a 4th and 2 deep in Blue Dukes territory. It's the pop pass. Zeller to a wide-open Matt Gresham. 35-13, Homestead wins. A victory in the regular season finale next week at home over Cedarburg, and the Highlanders will have themselves another conference title.
Our sophomores haven't had a conference championship, but many of our juniors haven't. Some of our seniors have, but so it's their conference championship. It's not Homestead's or a number. It's the kids that are playing in the program, and so that's our focus. It's been a pleasure to watch them improve their skills. They just work at it. We've got such great senior leadership that they're taking care of, making sure the kids are focused, making sure they're ready to go, and I could not be more proud of our kids.
Hey, I'm J.R. Radcliffe. When you visit our Push for the Playoffs website, you'll find our First and Short blog featuring topics on a number of things relevant to Wisconsin high school football. Included is a recent trailer posted by ESPN for an upcoming feature on J.J. Watt, the role Whitnall Sam Mankowski played in an offensive explosion for UW-Oshkosh this past weekend, and also a couple players from the state who went viral this past week thanks to some crazy plays in Week 7. You can see it all at mycommunitynow.com/push, and don't forget to keep up by following us on social media. We'll be right back.
Wow. I love it. Perfect.
Boston Store, your style.
What if Instead of having one cancer doctor, you had a team of specialists looking at you from every angle. That's what Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin's Cancer Network gives you. Researchers, surgeons, chemotherapy, radiation, and genetic experts, every point of view, getting you the right diagnosis right away, giving you more options, involving you in every decision, and turning what-ifs into what is possible.
Protect your boats and campers with Peak RV and Marine Antifreeze from Menards. It has superior protection, burst-proof, down to negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, a gallon is just $1.79 after manufacturer rebate. Keep your diesel engine running clean with FVP diesel exhaust fluid. It works with most medium and heavy-duty diesel engines and has an integrated airflow valve that maximizes product flow rate for easy dispensing. A 2.5 gallon is $7.99.
Save big money at Menards.
Zach Davies might look small and young, but don't let his size fool you.
Davies is big on talent and heart. Zach Davies is our guest in this week's edition of From Preps to Pros.
Take every day like it's a lesson. Just make sure that you're doing the things you need to do. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, obviously. But being smaller, being younger doesn't mean you can't do it.
"22-year-old Zach Davies hears about it all the time. Not only does he look young, but at 6 feet tall and 160 pounds, he's smaller than most Major League ball players.
I'm used to it, just every day, so it's kind of second nature to me.
Davies got accustomed to being the smallest player on the diamond when he was a young kid. He played travel ball with a team of guys who were older than he was.
It was kind of family oriented, so that was the group that my family wanted to be with, just because of how great the people were and the opportunity that I had. Early on, it got me used to like adversity. It got me used to being smaller, being younger, having to practice more, having to put in more hours, and just compete with older guys.
Davies went to high school in Arizona after his family moved there. He was born in Washington State and grew up knowing he wanted to be a ball player while watching the Mariners.
Growing up in Seattle, looked towards kind of the veteran guys in the mid-'90s, late '90s, Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, those kinds of people. Knowing that not everybody has complete package, not everybody has all-star talent, but they've got a talent that'll make them compete and that'll keep them in the big major leagues for a long time.
The Brewers brought Davies up to the majors in September, and he impressed with a 3-2 record and a 3.71 ERA. He was acquired for Gerardo Parra on July 31st, and at the time didn't know if he'd get to make his major league debut this season.
I didn't know what the plans were for me. I talked with Melvin a little bit about it, but it was kind of just keep low, just keep throwing for the rest of the year, and we'll see if anything can happen for later on in the year.
Hard to believe, Mark, but WIA Girls Volleyball Regionals start just over a week from now.
And one team hoping for postseason success is New Berlin Eisenhower. Allie Dudek checks in with the Lions, our Preps Plus Team of the Week.
Although Eisenhower isn't currently ranked in the top 10, this volleyball team is making a name for themselves with a late-season winning streak. This young team has shown noticeable improvement with victories over conference opponents and a recent tournament win.
At the beginning of the year, we kind of had a rough batch, but then our tournament in Port Washington, we ended up winning it. So it was like a struggle at the beginning between girls not knowing each other and new players on the team. But now that we've all kind of connected on the court and off the court, it's been going really well for us.
We played Cudahy 2 weeks ago, and that went really well. We really took them. And then last week we played South Milwaukee, and we totally brought it that game.
They came out and they played really well together.
We saw a lot of communication. We saw an increase kind of in the positivity and kind of that ability to shake off something that went wrong and move forward into the next point.
Continuous work on plays and experimenting with rotations has given the Lions positive momentum as they prepare for conference coming up next week.
We've been working on a lot of quick plays and trying to up our tempo so we can play with the faster teams. And we've also been working a lot on blocking and defense too, so we can put up good blocks against those great hitters. In conference, I think we're at about 500. So we've been doing pretty well, but I think overall we have even more potential that we haven't been able to show yet. So I hope that we can bring that into the final weeks of the season.
Perhaps the Lions are underdogs, but these girls believe that's an advantage as they head into the playoffs.
People don't expect us to do certain things, so if we want to hit line or cross, whatever we want to do, we can pull that out and they'll be surprised by it.
I am really hoping that we kind of hit our stride here just in time for our conference tournament. Other teams have definitely written us off at this point, but I think that we still have a lot to give. As long as we can get that connection kind of between our really strong defense and a lot of our strong hitters in the front row, as long as we can just gel that all together, I think we really have a lot left to give, and I think we could give some teams a run for their money. The few powerhouse seniors are not only committed to a successful season's end, but they're shaping the program's potential for their up-and-coming teammates. Congratulations, Eisenhower Volleyball, for being our Team of the Week, and best of luck moving forward.
Stick around, the father-son combination discusses their coach-player relationship on the football field.
That's next on the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus.
It's Boston Store's Columbus Day sale, now through Tuesday, October 13th. Save up to 60% store-wide. Plus, shop over 100 bonus buys. Like 50% off ladies' rough-hewn sportswear. Kids' mix and match playwear, 60% off. 50% off men's casual and dress pants. And buy one, get two free entire stock of pillows. The Columbus Day sale, now through Tuesday, October 13th. Shop in-store or online. Boston Store.
No matter what your schedule, personality, or lifestyle, our primary care providers do everything possible to make every day a little healthier. It all begins by listening and getting to know you. It's about convenience with flexible hours and locations near you. And it's about connections linking you to the power of academic medicine right in your community. For a primary care provider who gets you, get to us.
Give any room a unique look with Patriot Lighting from Menards. This Bell semi-flush ceiling light comes in an oil shale finish with Tiffany-style glass, just $79. And this Bell 5-light chandelier also comes in an oil shale finish with Tiffany-style glass, $149. Find the right fit for any home with Hunter Mix and Match glass shades and vanity lights. With over 90 combinations, choose your fixture and shade. This 3-light vanity and 2 finishes is $19.98. These glass shades come in 12 styles, $5.98 each.
Save big money at Menards.
It's important for an athlete to eat properly on game day so they feel energized and their muscles are ready to work. An athlete needs adequate carbohydrate and protein throughout the day, and that does start with breakfast. So at breakfast, they could do cereal and milk, which does have the carbs as well as the protein in it. They could also do cereal, fruit, and yogurt, which also gives them those elements. At lunch, they could do a sandwich with maybe some pretzels and fruit. And then before the game, they want to do more carbohydrate and a little bit of protein, which could be, again, cereal, fruit, and yogurt. Hydration is really important before a game, and that does start at breakfast. At breakfast, they should take in about 16 to 24 ounces of fluid. At lunch, 16 to 24 ounces. And right before the game, about 8 to 12 ounces. Hydration is really important post-game, and that could look like chocolate milk, which has carbohydrate and protein in it for proper refueling.
For more information, visit freighter.com/sports.
A lot of parents get a chance to coach their kids, but to do it in varsity football with dad as the head coach and son as the quarterback, well, Lance, that's pretty unique.
Here's Scott Babler with the Preps Plus Spotlight.
There have been a number of coaches over the years who have coached their sons during their prep careers, but at Hartford, that relationship is always in the spotlight. That's because Tom Noenning is the head coach of the Orioles, while Tommy Jr. plays the most visible position on the field, quarterback and team leader.
I've talked to a lot of my coaching colleagues who have been in my shoes, having their son be the quarterback and being on their team, and everybody pretty much says the same thing. You hope he's pretty good, or you hope he's pretty bad, and thankfully my son's very passionate about the game, and he plays really, really hard, and he's done a great job for us.
Depending on the result of the Friday night game, it could be very easy to carry the football talk home, but father and son do their best to minimize that situation.
If we're watching film together, then we'll talk about football, but usually it's just dad at home, but at school or on the field, it's coach all the time. I think sophomore year I called him dad one time, and that wasn't a good condition, but.
Usually on Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, we'll start talking about the game a little bit, but we really do try to keep that separate as much as we can.
In theory, Tommy Jr. is just another member of the Oriole football team, but if a mistake is made on the field, Tom, the coach, won't hold back.
He gets it worse, and he knows it's coming, and I won't say much, but what I'll say will be very direct to him. But there's definitely no favoritism, for him in that regard. He'll try to avoid me if he throws a pick, he doesn't want to come near me, so.
He's pretty hard on me for the most part. He doesn't favor me at all, but I typically know when I do something bad, and I'm prepared for what he's have to say.
With Hartford in the heat of the playoff chase for a second straight season, it might be hard to fully appreciate, but after the season and years from now, both Toms agree this has been a unique and rewarding situation.
We look back at this was an opportunity to coach your son in a game we both love and a game we're both very passionate about, so it's been very, very special.
It's always nice to hang out with your dad and doing something we both enjoy a lot, but doing this for every day for 4 years it was just unreal, so I won't forget it.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
And be sure to catch the show next week when we'll watch conference titles being decided in football on the final night of the regular season. Till next time, I'm Mark Stewart.
And I'm Lance Allen. Join us next Sunday night on Preps Plus.
The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Preps Plus is brought to you by Boston Store, your style. By Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, providing sports medicine expertise to high school athletes and teams. And by Menards, dedicated to service and quality.